So we are done with the stakeholders. Now we will proceed to the evaluation of the curriculum. What is curriculum? Why is there need to evaluate the curriculum? And also how to evaluate a curriculum. So what is curriculum? Let us define first what is curriculum. It is a component of curriculum development that responds to public accountability. It also premised on the concept of alignment and of planned, written, and implemented curriculum. so, so it looks like educational reforms innovations that happen in the teachers' classrooms, the school, the vision of the whole educational system as well. So, it is establishing the merit and worth of the curriculum. So, merit refers to the value and worth of the curriculum. Its purpose of this curriculum evaluation is to decide whether or not the newly adopted curriculum is producing the intended result and meeting the objective that it has set forth. Another purpose of it is the curriculum evaluation is to gather data that will help in identifying areas in need of improvement or change. So, curriculum evaluation is a new idea for a teachers, not knowing that every day that teachers is involved in several components of curriculum of evaluation because they are constantly interacting with the students or learners. So they know them very well and they have continuous opportunity to collect evaluation data through a variety of means including observation, measurement, and tests. Next is there are two ways of looking a curriculum evaluation. What are those? Those are the curriculum program evaluation and the components of curricular programs. So, what is the curriculum program evaluation? Curriculum program evaluation refers to the overall aspects of a curriculum as a subject, degree program, curriculum reforms program, and the like. So the example of curriculum program evaluation are the curriculum development as a subject, Bachelor of Education as a degree, K-12 education as a curricular reform, outcome-based education as a process, and also MTB MLA or Mother Tongue Education as a program. So program evaluation will be used program evaluation methods that will be tackled later. I will be discussing to you later. So now, the components of a curricular program. It refers directly to the assessment of curriculum contents and processes as implemented every day in view the learning outcomes as either formative or summative. So, the components of curricular programs, there are two ways. formative evaluation is that which takes during the implementation of curriculum project and program. So, so, so it guides and promotes development of the program by providing data of to for its improving. So it is used during the needs assessment, product development, and testing steps. So its purpose of this formative evaluation is to contribute to the improvement of the educational program. So other parts of curriculum components of a curricular program is a summative evaluation. So summative evaluation is carried out at the end of the program. So it facilitates major decisions about whether to continue with the program as it is expanded or kanang idungagan pa ba or modify it or to stop it altogether depending on the extent of success or failure of the program. So it takes place after the curriculum has been fully developed and put into operations. So components of curricular program, this will cover separate evaluation for curriculum components such as achieve learning outcomes, teaching learning process, instruction materials, and assessment of the learning outcomes. So here are the components of curriculum program. Objectives, attitude, time, student and teachers, need analysis, classroom activities, materials, student skills, language skills, vocabulary, grammar, and assessment. So those are the components of the curriculum program. Next is the curriculum evaluation is both a process and a tool. Why? Why is it both a process and a tool? So let us define first what is the process. So as a process, it follows a procedure based on a models and frameworks to get the desired result. So so it implies that curriculum is not just a product, not just a written document, not just a syllabus or a course outline, but rather the interaction between instructors, learners, and knowledge. So as a tool naman, it will help teachers and programs implementers to judge the worth and merit of the program and innovations or curricular change. So, as a tool is, for example, kanang observation. So, it will help teacher to gather information, kanang questionnaire. With the help of questionnaire, teachers and program implementers make judgment. The checklist, like it provides number of responses are to be checked by the respondent, and also the interview. It may help teachers and the evaluator to find out what is the information about about what also to interview. Next is, so let us look at how curricular is define what is curriculum evaluation. So, according to Ornstein A. and Hanskin F. in 1998, curriculum evaluation is a process done in order to gather data that enables one to decision whether to accept, change, eliminate the whole curriculum of a textbook. so 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 it so this according to Emerson and Hansken, it depends that it gather data enables to decide one's decisions. So there are one or there are the evaluator that make decisions in how in to eliminate, change, or accept the changes of the curriculum. So next is according to McNeil J. in 1977, evaluation answers two questions. Do planned learning opportunities, programs, courses, and activities as developed and organized actually produce desired result? Next, the last question is, how can a curriculum best be improved? So those questions that answers that according to McNeil, it answers with evaluation. Next is according to Gay L. in 1985, evaluation is to identify the weakness and strengths as well as problem encountered in the implementers to improve the curriculum development process. So, yes, evaluation. Yes, the evaluation is mag-identify bitaw siya og kanang ng kahinaan sa students og kanang diri is strength. So it will possibly that it will change the curriculum or to eliminate the curriculum in order to define the weaknesses and the strengths to those students. Or it will possibly that kanang nindot ni siya nga curriculum kay kanang affected kay siya for the students. Next is, according to Oliva P. in 1988, it is the process of delineating, obtaining, and providing useful information for judging alternatives for purpose of modifying or eliminating the curriculum. So the same as the first curricularist that kanang magkuan siya og useful information. Ang evaluation daw is mag-provide og useful information para makabalo sila og kuan kung unsa man gyud ang ilang i-judge ani nga kuan curriculum, kung unsa man gyud kung kani ba nga curriculum is to change or to eliminate so that the curriculum is to obtain useful information for judging. So next is, here are the reasons why are the curriculum evaluation why is there curriculum evaluation? First, curriculum evaluation identifies the strengths and weaknesses of an existing curriculum that will be the basis of the intended plan, design, or implementation. So diba according to Oliva P that according to the GAL, that the curriculum evaluation is to identify the weaknesses and strength, so that this reason is put into action, that this is referred to as need assessment. So 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 when we say need assessment, it provides informations kung unsa man gid ang strengths or weaknesses that students. So next is, when evaluation is done in the middle of the curriculum development, it will tell if the basis of the implemented curriculum can produce or is producing the desired result. So this reason will be this is related to monitoring. Why? Because it will gather the data when next is, based on some standards, curriculum evaluation will guide whether the results have equaled or exceeded the standard, thus can be labeled as success. So this is sometimes is called thermal assessment. So when you say thermal assessment, it takes place only at the end. So assessment siya, but also kanang bitang pinakalasa na siya nga assessment at the ends. Yes, that is thermal assessment. So next is, curriculum evaluation provides information necessary for teachers, school management, curriculum specialists, for policy recommendations that will enhance achieve learning outcomes. So this is the basis of the decision making. So the last reason is to decision making for the teachers and the implementers or the curricularists. So when we say decision making, it process that directs action. So mano ni ang i-change na nila, or unsa man gyud ang kuan, eliminate ba nila or stop ba nila ang curriculum? Should it stop or not? So next is curriculum evaluation models. There are 5 curriculum evaluation models. What are those? Curriculum models by Ralph Tyler and Helda Taba end with evaluation. So evaluation is a big idea that collectively tells about the value or worth of something that was done. Let us look at some of the models. First, by Bradley Effectiveness Model in 1985. Bradley wrote a handwritten handbook, curriculum, leadership, and developmental book, provides indicators that can help effectiveness of the development of the curriculum. So, for purposes of the classroom teacher, some of the statements were simplified. First, you have to identify that the curriculum, what curriculum you will evaluate. Example, elementary science curriculum, teacher educational curriculum, student teaching curriculum, field study curriculum. Then find out if the curriculum you are evaluating answers yes or no. So, here are the Bradley Effectiveness Model of Curriculum Development Indicators. First column is indicators. Second column is describe questions, and lastly is the checklist yes or no. The answer is yes or no. So the indicators, there are 6 indicators: vertical curriculum continuity, horizontal curriculum continuity, and instruction based on curriculum. Indicators, broad involvement, long range planning, positive human relations. So if answering yes to all questions means that good curriculum as described by Bradley Effectiveness Model. Next is Tyler Objectives Centered Model. So Ralph Tyler in 1950 proposed a curriculum evaluation model which until now continues to influence many curriculum assessment processes. So his monograph was entitled Basic Principles of Curriculum and Instructions. In using the Tyler's model, the following curriculum components and processes are identified in curriculum evaluation. So here are the Tyler Objectives Centered Model in 1950. So first column is curriculum elements. Second column is evaluation process, and last column is that action taken yes or no. So in the curriculum elements, there are 6 parts. First is objectives, intended learning outcomes. Second is situation or context. Third is evaluation, instruments, and tools. And fourth is utilization of tools. Fifth is analysis of results. And lastly, utilizations of results. So, using all the steps to evaluate the curriculum, obtaining all yes answers would mean the curriculum has passed the standards. So Tyler's model of evaluating the curriculum is relatively easy to understand, which many teachers can follow. Next model is Daniel Staffelbeim's context, input, process, product models, or CIPP models. So that is the CIPP model of curriculum evaluation, which product of the Pi Delta Kappa Committee chaired by Daniel Stapelbein. The model emphasized that the result of evaluation should provide data for decision making. So there are 4 stages of program operations. First is context evaluation. It assesses needs and problems in the context for decision makers to determine goals and objectives of the curriculum or program. So the context evaluation, it may target the goal, which is the beneficiaries, the needs, resources, and problem, or the background. Next is the input evaluation. It assesses alternative means based on the input for the achievement of objectives to decision makers to those options for optimal means. So the input it target the plan of plans kanang mga plano. So this hold the stakeholders, strategies, budgets, coverage, researchers, and that's so next is process evaluation. It monitors the processes to ensure that the means are actually implemented and make necessary modification. So the process is taking action. So it develop, implement, monitor, and the lastly is feedback. So next is the product evaluation. The product evaluation compares actually ends of intended ends and leads to a series of recycling decisions. So it will include that it was an outcomes. So what are those outcomes? The impact, effectiveness, transportability, sustainability, adjustment, and adjustment. So here are the Daniel Stapleton model context input process product or CIPP model. So the first column here is the stage of the CIPP model, and the second column is the steps taken in all the stages. So the stages of CIPP model are context evaluation, input evaluation, process evaluation, product evaluation. So here are the steps in all the stages. Step 1 is to identify the kind of decisions to be made. Step 2 is to identify the kinds of data to make the decisions. Step 3 is to collect the data needed. Step 4 is to establish the criteria to determine quality of data. Then step 5 is to analyze data based on the criteria, and then the lastly is to organize needed information needed for the decision makers. So next is stake responsive model. Responsive model is oriented more directly program effectiveness than program intents. Evaluation focus more on the activities rather than intent or purposes. So Robert Stakes in 1975 recommends the following steps to the curriculum evaluator. Here are the 9 steps of Stake responsive model in 1975. First step is to meet with stakeholders to identify with their perspective and intentions regarding curriculum evaluation. Next step is to draw from step 1 documents to determine the scope of evaluation. Step 3 is to observe the curriculum closely to identify the unintended sense of implementations and any deviation from announced intent. Step 4 is to identify the stated real purposes of the curriculum and the various audience. Step 5 is to identify the problem of the curriculum evaluation at hand and identify evaluation designed with needed data. Step 6 is to select the means needed to collect data or information. Step 6 is to implement the data collection procedure. Step 8, the information into themes. Organize the information into themes. Then lastly, the step 9 to decides with the stakeholders the most appropriate formats for the report. So those are the steps taken by Robert Stack. So lastly is Scriven consumer-oriented evaluation. In 1967, Mikhail Scriven introduced the evaluation among many others when education products flooded the market. Consumer for educational products which are needed for support and implemented curriculum, often with consumer-oriented evaluation. So here are the consumer-oriented evaluation in 1967 by Scriven. So first column is the criteria. Then the second column is to the plus sign, which is when you put the plus sign, it means that the criteria is good or yes. Then the O sign is it means that all right but not so good. Then the minus sign, it means that no or poor. And lastly, last column is the NA, that means that not applicable. So here are the criteria. There are 16 criteria in Scriven consumer-oriented evaluation. First is content covers a significant portion of the course competences. Second is content are up to date. Third is reading level is appropriate for most students who will use the material. Fourth is intended learning outcome. Competencies are stated. Fifth is formative and summative assessment are included. Sixth is activities are varied to meet the needs of students. 7 is teacher's guide is included with management and suggestions. Then 8 is material are presented in logical and order. Then 9 is learning outcomes, competencies, and or task. 10 is degree of match between learning activities and the intended learning outcomes. 11 is quality of test items and degree of match with intended learning outcomes. 12 is quality of direction on how students will process through the materials. 13 is quality of learning, drawings, photographs, and or the other materials. 14 is overall design of the learning activities for individual instructions. 15 is quality of management procedures for teachers or TGs, teachers guides. Then lastly is optional. List course map competencies covered by the instructional materials. Those are the criteria of Scriven consumer-oriented evaluation. So, using the checklist of instructional materials, review or evaluation may help any curricularist make decisions as to which textbook, modules, or any instructional supports materials will be used, revised, modified, or rejected. So next is, here are the sample way of curriculum evaluation process. There are 5 or 10 questions. First is, does the curriculum emphasize learning outcomes? Second is, does the implemented curriculum requires less demands? Third is, can this curriculum be applied to any particular level? Fourth is, can the curriculum aspects be assessed as written, taught, supported, tested, and learned? Fifth is, does the curriculum include formative assessment? Sixth is, does the curriculum include summative assessment? 7 is, does the curriculum provides quantitative methods of assessment? 8 is, does the curriculum provides the qualitative methods of assessment? 9 is, can the curriculum provide the data needed for decision making? Lastly, there are the findings of evaluation available to stakeholders. So for a very sample way and practical way of curriculum evaluation, responding to the following questions will provide an evaluation data for curriculum decision. So just ask the following questions, and any no answers to an item will indicate a need for a serious curriculum evaluation process. So in summary, whatever models of curriculum evaluation to be used, ASCD in 1893 suggests the following steps. Here are the following steps. Steps in conducting a curriculum evaluation. First, there are 8 steps. Step 1 is identifying primary audience. So what are to consider? Curriculum program sponsors, managers and administrators, school heads, participants. Those participants are teachers and students, content specialists, and the other stakeholders. So next step is identifying critical issues or problems. So what to consider? So outcomes. So what are those outcomes? So the expected, desired or intended. The process. What are those process? The implementations. So then resources. What are those resources? The inputs. Next step is identifying data sources. So people. What are those people? Teachers, students, parents, curriculum developers. Then existing documents, available records, evaluation studies. So next step is identifying techniques for collecting data. Standardized tests, informal tests, samples of students' work, interview, participants' observations, checklist, anecdotal records. Next steps is identifying established standards and criteria. What to consider? Standards previously set by agency. What are those agency? The DepEd, SHED, professional organizations. So next step is identifying the techniques in data analysis. So what are those? What consider? Content analysis, process analysis, statistics, comparison, evaluation process. The next step is preparing evaluation report. So what to consider? The written, oral, progress, final, summary, descriptive, graphic, evaluative, and judgmental. List of recommendations. So lastly is preparing modes of display. So what to consider? Case studies, test score summaries, testimonies, multimedia representations, product display or exhibit, technical report. So that is all, and thank you.